to welcome you here to christen this unbelievably beautiful stage on this beautiful, beautiful day. And I am just here to tell you a quick story, just like they said. I'm going to tell you a little story, and I'm going to try to make it fast, but it's a long story because it started in 1979 at a place called beautiful Thomas Point Beach in Brunswick, Maine. Woo! Do you know it? It was started by the amazing mentor, sister, mother, friend of mine, Patty Crooker, who you all know and love as well. And it's really in her spirit that we're here today, in so many ways. Was anybody else there in 1979? Yeah. Clyde? Anybody else that was there in 1979 at Thomas Point Beach? Amy, were you? You had to be a baby. Were you born? Excellent, excellent. 1980 over here. So you know what it's like to be a part of the first of something. Well, a couple other people joined that team in the early 80s. Michael Mulligan was born. He's not with us. He and Jen are out climbing the mountains in the Smokies. They made that decision back in like January when they were like, what are we going to do Labor Day? And Jen said, let's get Michael out of here to do something fun. So they're out there doing that. And then Jenna, who greeted me, supposed to be at the gate today, joined that crew. And she was here with you today. And then sometime around that same time, a few years later, 16-year-old me started scooping ice cream and working in the gift shop. And then I want you to jump ahead, because we're not really here to tell the whole story of Thomas Point Beach. We're here to tell this story. But in the mid-80s, not in the mid-80s, I'm getting my dates all confused. Imagine for a moment a handsome 28-year-old Bill Johnson, wherever he might be. Is he around?
Here he is.
Imagine the 28-year-old Bill Johnson rolls up to the gates of Thomas Point Beach in 1988, and he catches the bluegrass bug a little bit. Well, he already had it, but yeah?
A little bit.
Yeah. So he comes into Thomas Point Beach and he likes what he sees. And not too long after that, he decides a good idea would be in 1995 to start a festival or one-day show called the Apple Acres Bluegrass Show. Have I got that right?
Yeah.
Gathering. Oh, it was a gathering as well. The Apple Acres Bluegrass Gathering. You can talk too. Were any of you at that? In 1995, there's several people back there that were a part of that event. And that was a one-day show, and some of the same people who played that show will be playing here. You know the band North Star? With Bill Thibodeau, Ted DeMille was a part of that. Billy Smith. So those people will be playing in other bands like Old 11 here this weekend. Billy Smith, not Bill Thibodeau, right? I got that one wrong. He's got the history. Then we're going to move ahead to, I was going to write this all out, ran out of time. In 1999, the very first Ossipee Valley Music Festival happened, but actually it wasn't. It was the Ossipee Valley Bluegrass Festival, right? In July of 1999. And anybody was at that one? Oh, we got hands for that one. Now we're getting old. 1999, the first ever Ossipee Valley Bluegrass Festival. And then I learned, some people up here were there. And then I learned that in 2010-ish, they decided to call it the Ossipee Valley Music Festival because all y'all who only like bluegrass complained because there wasn't all bluegrass. It's a little bit true. But something else happened right around that time is that this intern, right, showed up and showed Bill how to do it. So that's when Molly McKenna showed into the picture. And I know, okay. But I also learned a story, and I won't tell the whole story right now, but I also learned that it was around the same time that Bill had said, I'm done with this. I'm not going to do this anymore. And he was really ready to be done. And that's another whole long story, and I won't go into it, but it's something about a boat, and it didn't happen. And as a result, the Ossipee Valley Music Festival not only has continued, but it has thrived, absolutely thrived. And that's one of my favorite places to be. All right, now we're moving ahead, and I know I'm eating up the time over here. So now move ahead to last year, 2024, and the retirement of the Thomas Point Beach Bluegrass Festival, and we can all cry, and I'm going to cry, and I cry every single day. I really do. But it was the right move, and we all know how that story went. But that was 45 amazing years, and we'll just say yay for that. And we all went our way, and we thought we were all done. And then sometime in March-ish, I got a phone call from Cecil, and he said, hey, Mannix, we all want a place to be on Labor Day weekend. Can you tell me if we can be at Thomas Point? And I was like, not gonna happen. Sorry. They've got a no trespass sign up. Like, the new owners have some great plans, but we're not part of them. So you need to come up with something different. And then I think he called you, right? And then he called them and he said, hey, could we like sort of show up there and maybe camp? And then maybe a few weeks later, Bill and Molly, and Cecil, and a whole group of Mannix, if you were part of that meeting, we all met up at Mr. Sippy Barbecue down in New Hampshire, and they're here. Make sure you get some of their barbecue. We all met up down there, and we talked about ideas, and it was like, oh, maybe a picnic party. Well, maybe we could do one day of music, or maybe we could do a couple of shows, and maybe we could just have some regional local bands. And then we came for a walk down here in April, and walked around, and there was nothing much down here. And anyway, you get the point. We've been working on this for a very short time, all with you all in mind, and it has come about as a part of a community. It is something that none of us really had the time, inclination, or energy for, but we said, yeah, let's make it happen. And without Bill and Molly and myself and Jenna and the Mannix and Cecil and Bluegrass Music Association of Maine and Boston Bluegrass Union, who helped fund it, and all of that, none of it would have happened. And we keep adding to, we was going to be a really simple thing, and then Bill said, well, maybe one headliner. So we did, we got one. It's a good one.
We're glad to be here, thank you.
Yeah. We have an entire lineup of headliners, actually. You know, filling the lineup was not hard at all because we have so much talent right here regionally. And that is a fact. I mean, our lineup is as good as any, and most everybody can drive here within a very short distance, which is amazing. So really, that's all I wanted to say about it, but I just wanted to tell you a little bit about where it came from, remind you all that this is a first-time gathering. It is a community gathering. It's an opportunity to be the first of a first, and but not really in some ways. Molly said it well on the website, and she said, you know, this has been happening all over our country for a long time, where people just come together. And she had the great idea of bringing in the Skillshares and the crafters and the artisans, which will make it a completely different kind of event, which we're super excited about. So we ask you to be patient with us as we figure it all out too, because we don't have it all the answers. Every time you ask one of us a question, we're probably looking at each other like, I don't know, what do you think? But we do hope that it's special, and we hope you enjoy every minute of it. And I'll let these guys say if they have anything.
No, I just wanted to thank everybody who purchased a ticket, everybody who donated money, and the incredible team of volunteers that, as short time ago as like a month ago, it was just a pile of logs right here, and I had told Sherry there wasn't going to be a stage, there was just going to be a wedding tent, and these 6 or 7 people showed up and just said, no, we're going for it. And so in 1 month, it went from a pile of logs laying here to this. And I'm just as surprised as all of you. And so like I said, I'm not going to start naming them all because I will forget somebody. But they're all scattered around here. I see them all. And I just want to thank all of you for supporting this and making this happen, because we've had our doubts all along if this was going to work, but it looks like it's working. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, that's about all we have to say. We just want you to have a good time. Let us know if there's anything you need. Right now, I have the extreme pleasure of welcoming a band that is no stranger to any of you. This band for me, always will be the Bogus Family remake or something along those lines, because the Cecil was a part of the Bogus Family way back and was our first competition winner at Thomas Point Beach for the competition there. And so it only seemed appropriate for them to open the show. They're also the only band that you'll see twice this weekend, although a few of them will play the Manic again, but on this stage, the only band that you'll see twice this weekend. And it makes me very proud to welcome the New England Bluegrass Band to kick us off here today.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.